So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I blew up a Faceless channel to 4K a month in literally 2 months. All right. Now, let me just show you the channel so you actually believe me. So you can see that we tested the channel here. Some of you guys know that we actually test niches before we throw a bunch of money at it. So this would be the first month. So as we can see, we started the channel on the 11th of July. All right. Then in August, we got monetized. So usually we get monetized within like 2 weeks. For this channel, it actually took quite long because YouTube was actually deleting subscribers, or I don't know, maybe we got unsubbed. I literally don't know, but this was very, very strange. We got monetized on the 27th of August, as we can see here, directly like went to like $50 a day quite quickly. Then came already, let's go over to September, where we then made $3,600 with this channel in the month of September. And then came October, boom, October, we made $4,000 with this Faceless YouTube channels, or with this Faceless YouTube channel. Now let me actually just quickly, a very quick disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. No results or returns are guaranteed. Always do your own research and consult with a professional before making any financial decisions. Now, this would be very important. Now, before we get into the video, many of you guys might not know me. I'm Steffen. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars with Faceless YouTube channels, and I've helped hundreds of other people do the same thing. For example, Martins, who have helped to make $31,000 a month. Here, another student, $24,000 a month. Then here, another one, $12,000 a month, and many, many more. You guys can literally pause the video and read all of these. If you're interested in getting similar results or working one-on-one with me, check out the first link in the video description. Book a call with me personally, and I will have a look if I can actually help you. And then we also have a free Skool community, which you can get access to with the second link in the video description. But now let's actually get into the whole process. So before we get into the process and how exactly I've done it, let me first explain to you the Faceless YouTube system. All right. How exactly does it work? So firstly, we need a video idea, right? So this starts with niche research. Then we need a video idea. By the way, I'm going to show you guys step by step later on in this video exactly how to do everything. So first thing we need is a video idea. Then we need to create the video. So you have two options here. Either you can create the video yourself, or you can hire freelancers or skilled freelancers to create the videos for you. So you will hire a scriptwriter, a voiceover artist, a video editor, and a thumbnail designer. Now, obviously, you can use AI for this process as well, which I would actually recommend you to do. But yeah, this is to create the video. Then we upload the video to YouTube. So we create we create a normal YouTube channel for completely free, and we upload the Faceless videos to YouTube. Then, to making money, we monetize the channel through ads. Now, obviously, there are a bunch of different ways how to monetize. For example, digital products, school communities, affiliate marketing, brand deals, so many different ways to make money with YouTube. And that's why I love YouTube so much, right? But before we get into this, let me just quickly explain to you guys the difference between a personality channel and a Faceless channel, because there's so many people that actually I don't even know, firstly, that you can create Faceless channels. And there's still a lot of people who rather want to do a personality channel. And trust me, I've had my own personality channel with over 100,000 subscribers. Actually, I quit that 5 years ago and went all into Faceless channels because it just has so many more benefits. So for a personality channel, you must be in front of the camera. So you always need to keep on filming videos, right? It's very dependent on your personality. So for example, if you want to sell that channel, you can't really sell it because it's dependent on you, right? And it's not very delegatable. Why? Because just imagine like Mr. Beast would, kind of have someone else film his videos. That wouldn't make any sense, right? And most people wouldn't watch the videos. For a Faceless channel, you literally hire a team to create the content for you. You can delegate all the work, right, to skilled freelancers, as I've already explained. You can scale up quite quickly or faster. So for example, I had a student, he, started working with me in the end of October. He was already doing maybe 500 to 1K a month, and we scaled him up to 10K a month in November, right? Now, this is a outlier case. It's not that fast for every single one of our students, but that's something you can do with Faceless channels. You can scale it up quite quickly. There's no appearing on the camera required, and a Faceless channel can be sold, right? And can be sold for quite a lot of money, all right? Then let me just quickly explain to you the YouTube ecosystem. So there are creators, then there's YouTube and advertisers. Now, creators are channels of people who create content for YouTube, and like advertisers are brands and companies that pay YouTube to run advertisements, right? So in this little segment, I'll actually explain how YouTube actually earns money and how creators earn money, because many people are still very confused about that, right? Then just very quickly, creators receive about 55% of YouTube's ad revenue. In 2024, YouTube's global advertising revenue amounted to approximately $64 billion with a B, right? So not with a M. And how this kind of works is advertisers come to YouTube and place ads on YouTube videos, right? You know, the ads you see in front of every video. Now from that, like advertisers obviously pay YouTube and the creators get 55% and YouTube gets the rest. So that's kind of how that whole system works, all right? So how do you actually now make money with YouTube? So to make money with YouTube, you need to join the YouTube Partnership Program, for which you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, all right? Now, I know that sounds crazy and I know that sounds a lot, but it's really not that hard if you do everything correctly from the beginning. As I've already said, like in most cases, I monetize my channels within 2 weeks. All right. Now, how much money can you actually earn? Before we get into that, it's very important to know what the term CPM and what the term RPM means. All right. So CPM is literally, in easy words, cost per 1,000 views for the advertisers. So how much advertisers pay per every 1,000 views or impressions of the ad. And then we have RPM. So that's kind of revenue per 1,000 views, how much you actually earn per 1,000 views. All right. Now, let's say, for example, you have an RPM of $5. For 1,000 views, you would get $5. For 10,000 views, you would get $50. For 100,000 views, you get $500. For 1 million views, you get $5,000. For 10 million views, you would get $50,000. Now, how difficult is it to get, for example, 10 million views? Keep in mind, you're creating content about topics that people anyway want to watch, right? So if you look at this channel here, just as an example, yes, it is a bigger channel, but this one video here got 10 million views, right? Now, this one video probably made them between $50 and $100,000, right? Why so much? And why is the RPM all of a sudden higher? It could be, because of the niche. That also increases the RPM or the video topic. Then also the audience that watches the videos. If you have a lot of viewers that are older from the US, you'll obviously have a higher RPM. And then the video length is, quite long. So you can place more ads, which will kind of, how do you say it? Now I forgot how to say it, but which will kind of lead to you having a higher RPM. There, have it. Okay. So this channel here is getting around about 13 million views a month and is making between $35,000 and $100,000 a month. So I would guess very close to the bigger number instead of the smaller number. All right. So this is how the whole Faceless system looks like. Now I have broken down the whole thing in a step-by-step process, which I'll walk you through right now. So the first thing we obviously have to do is we need to pick a niche. All right. So choosing a niche would be the first and one of the most important things. Like many people go wrong here, and that's why their channel fails. So a niche is simply put the topic you will be creating videos about. So this can, no joke, be anything and everything. It could be cars. It could be, there's a channel, for example, about whiskey. It could be boats. It could be airplanes. It could be animals. It could be anything. All right. Now there are several ways to find a good niche. But today I'll show you the homepage method, which in my opinion is one of the best and most strongest and underrated ways to actually do niche research on YouTube these days. Keep in mind the YouTube algorithm changed and YouTube is actually now giving us faceless niches the whole time. It's actually pushing smaller channels like crazy at the moment, which is the perfect time to start YouTube. And through that, obviously, it's pushing a lot of small channels to the YouTube homepage, which again makes it extremely strong for us to, choose a niche or to help us find a niche. All right. Now, before we can, kind of find or look for a niche, here's some characteristics of a good niche so we know what we kind of need to look for, right? So so characteristic number one, there are fewer than 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that I regularly get more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply, which is one of the most important things when it comes to YouTube. You need to think of YouTube as a market. YouTube is a marketplace and every marketplace has supply and it has demand. All right. There are no channels with more than 100,000 subscribers. There are no smaller channels failing. Then the niche is not older than 6 months, which is very important. you can create better content than your competitors? And then, am I actually interested in this niche? Now, this is not absolutely necessary as long as you build a team that actually has interest in this niche. And then lastly, is the niche monetizable, which you can actually see with NextLev, just as an example. So it's a YouTube extension, which you can get like for 13 euros a month. I'll link it down below. Amazing extension. We'll use it a bit later. And I'll show you guys exactly how you can use it. But now let me actually show you guys how the YouTube homepage method works. So this is one of the best ways to do niche research, as I've already explained. So what you will be doing is you will create like a brand new, YouTube account, which you only use for niche research. Okay. So I'm just going to simulate that process now here in an incognito window. So what we're going to do is, just as an example, we're going to go to search and look for anything you are interested in. Just as an example, history. Okay, wait, I don't want the documentary, but anything you are interested in. This could be motorcycles, anything. All right. Then we're going to go here to search and actually scroll down and look for faceless videos. So here's just as an example, this would be a faceless video. This is more AI kind of stuff, but we could still have a look at it, right? So we click on it. Now, while this video is playing, we can already see here on the sidebar and start clicking ourselves through on the sidebar to show YouTube that we like faceless videos and that YouTube should show us more faceless videos on our YouTube homepage. All right. So you kind of have to do this for quite a while. Like let's say, for example, like the longer you do it, the better it's going to be. But I'm not going to do it too long now, just because I don't want to bore you guys. So let me do one more. And then I'm actually going to go to my YouTube homepage. All right. So let's go to the YouTube homepage. This was quite quickly, but we can already see faceless channel. Let's see faceless channel. Yeah. Faceless channel. Here's another faceless channel, faceless channel, faceless channel, faceless channel, faceless channel. So we can see that like our whole YouTube homepage, it's literally full of faceless channels. And the longer you do that, the more YouTube actually optimizes your YouTube homepage to literally just show you faceless channels the whole time. Just as an example, this account here, right? And this account is account where I do quite a bit of niche research. So I have multiple accounts where I actually do niche research, but this is one of my accounts. Here we can already see 7,500 subscribers and 85,000 views. So I would open this up. As you can see, this is a channel I have not subscribed to, and this channel is absolutely crushing it, right? So this channel is 1 month old, which would actually fit our criteria. The most popular video has 200,000 views, and the new videos aren't performing that great, but they're spamming out videos. So that's something I can see. So these videos here 4 days ago still perform very, very well. So I'll actually go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Now here's where NextLev comes into play. So you can firstly, because you obviously want to look if there are any other channels in this specific niche. So you can come here to similar channels, in-depth search. Then you just search that up like that. And now it's actually going to give you a bunch of similar channels in this exact same niche, right? If there aren't any similar channels in this niche, then you got a banger. Then you got a really, really good channel. So as I've said, if there's no one doing it, but this channel is doing very, very well, that means there's high demand but low supply. All right. And then next thing you can do is you can actually go here to analytics, where you can actually see what the RPM is for this specific niche. Now, if a channel is still very, very new, NextLev sometimes does not show it. But this actually saves you so much time, and it saves you it just saves you a lot of time, if I can say it like that. And 13 euros a month for all of this is pretty cheap, I would say. So here we can see the RPM for this channel is $7. This channel probably just got monetized, so that's why we only see here $500 or $400 in the last 30 days. But now let me show you some other things NextLev can do just very quickly. So we can kind of load our YouTube homepage just like this, and then we can click here on filter and kind of filter it down. And then YouTube is obviously it's kind of going to give us the YouTube homepage, but filtered. So here we can not see in here, this is a dead channel. So we can kind of do here by total views. So the most viewed video. So here, Home Tour Films, 6,000 subscribers, 41,000 views, 2,000 subscribers, 37,000 views. Let's see. This should also be a channel I don't know. Yeah. So also a channel I don't know yet. And this channel is also absolutely crushing it. 80 videos. Let's see. The most popular videos is literally very, very recently. So they probably switched up their niche. Actually not, but they just started blowing up. So this is something very interesting if we see channels just starting to blow up, all right? So that's kind of how you do niche research. Then we need to select video topics. Now, selecting video topics is just as important as choosing a niche, simply because you need to keep in mind that in video topics, there's supply and demand too. So a bad video topic plus the best video on YouTube is equal to no views. A good video topic plus a bad video is equal to views, right? So you can create a very, very basic video. As long as it is actually a good video topic, you are going to get views on that video. So always take inspiration from other channels and do not reinvent the wheel. So if we come to this channel and we see, for example, this video here has performed absolutely fantastic, we can create a similar video with a different angle. Right? We don't want to reinvent the wheel because we already know that this specific topic here is performing super, super well. So we don't want to reinvent the wheel. All right. Then next thing we want to look at is content creation and the whole setup behind that. So first thing, for the script, I would recommend you guys to just use ChatGPT. I have a bunch of videos on this channel showing you guys exactly how to write scripts with ChatGPT, VoiceOver, ElevenLabs, or you can use GenAIPro. This is currently still working quite well, where you can get like extremely cheap voiceovers. As you can see here, like for literally $19, you can get 3 million credits. Voices are quite good. I'll link it down below as well if you want to check it out. Then for the editor, I would highly recommend you to hire from Upwork. Fiverr editors are good, but they're not really the best, if I can say it like that. Then thumbnail, Upwork, or on X. Now on Upwork, you will find more cheaper thumbnail designers. On X will be more high quality, more expensive thumbnail designers, right? Now, not because a thumbnail is expensive, it's going to work. All right. We've had thumbnails where we paid $5 for when they worked. All right. It's more about the concept of the thumbnail and like the idea behind it. All right. So yes, then there are 3 very, very important things when you go ahead for content creation. So for example, video length, you want your video to be 1.5x times longer than your competitive video. So if we would, for example, go ahead and recreate this video or create a video on this topic, we would create the video 12 minutes long. All right. Then it comes to the thumbnail and the title. Now, what is a good thumbnail? What is a good title? Is it a Mr. Beast kind of title? Is it a Mr. Beast kind of thumbnail? No, a good thumbnail and a good title is very simply what works in your niche. All right. Many people try to reinvent the wheel when it comes to a thumbnail and a title. Just do whatever works in your niche. If you see that these kind of thumbnails work in your niche, even if these thumbnails are ugly, right, and they don't look nice, something in these thumbnails work. So you want to like kind of replicate that style of thumbnails. Okay, that's super, super important. Then we're actually going to start publishing our videos on YouTube and start testing, right? But before we can do that, you need to know that there are 3 different YouTube accounts. So there are, for example, here, new accounts, they are aged accounts, and they are pre-monetized accounts. Now, new accounts are brand new accounts, which you can just create. Then aged accounts are just accounts from like 2006 to 2009. Then we have pre-monetized accounts, which are accounts, that already have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, which are already monetized. All right. Then, you kind of need to warm them up. So what I would recommend you to, I actually didn't add it here, just use that account as a normal user for like 3 days to a week, something like that, and you should be good. Then publish at least 15 videos on YouTube before making any decisions on the channel. For most people starting out, you need to get the reps in. So you need to post at least 15 videos to really then make a decision if you want to, move on with a different niche or continue the channel. All right. I wouldn't do more than 15 videos to like, if we don't have a video. So here, just as an example, we're looking for at least 1 viral video among the first 15 videos that we have published. If we don't have that, then, there are like a few reasons for that. So if nothing happens, it's due to one of these reasons. So either it's a bad niche, bad video topics, the videos are too short, or poor thumbnail or title. Something extremely important. If you don't go back and study why your channel did not work, you will have a hard time winning on YouTube because you won't understand what you're doing wrong. So always look at your niche, look at your video topics, look at your videos, like the video length, and then look at your thumbnail and title, right? These things are extremely important. If you don't go back and study these specific things and try to understand why a channel failed, I wish you a lot of luck in succeeding with YouTube because it's going to be very, very hard to kind of speed up that process, we want to try to learn from every channel that failed. We want to learn, and you will have channels that fail. I have channels that fail. Others have channels that, everyone has channels that fail. The important thing is to always go back and learn and try to understand why does a channel fail. All right. So then, last thing is kind of, making money from YouTube, as I've already explained. So you need 1,000 hours of watch time and 4,000 hours, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Not the most difficult thing to do, as I've already showed you guys. Like I literally had a channel where, we reached those numbers in 2 weeks. So it's not the most difficult thing to do. And it's not only me, by the way. So let me just show you here, a student of us, so one of our students, 20 days. So on average, our students get monetized within 3 to 6 weeks. So if you're interested in something like that, just check out the first link in the video description, book a call with me. But yeah, once you're monetized on an average, RPM of $5 per 1,000 views, you literally only need 2 million views to make $10,000. Now, 2 million views on something that, keep in mind, you're posting videos on topics that people are already interested in, right? So, and you only need 2 million views to make $10,000 a month with YouTube. So yeah, this is kind of the whole process. Keep in mind, if you want a more in-depth, tutorial about all of this, then check out our free Skool community or book a one-on-one call with me. Will be the first two links in the video description. And then I'll see you guys in the next video.